Literally the second this song was released I knew it would instantly be right up at the top of my favorite Twice title tracks of all time. I mean it definitely helps that I'm a slut for bossa nova and for Twice, but this song is just magnificent all on its own and totally not what I would have expected to hear from them on a title. I love that they were able to go a bit more stripped back, as I feel like now in K-pop it's become partly a competition of who can go the hardest and shock everyone. Sometimes the best music happens when you're just kind of making a cute beachside banger and sweetly listing alcoholic beverages. The greatest things in life are simple, and alcohol-free just proves that. From the vocals, to the choreo, to the styling, this whole comeback was just a delight, and it was so lovely to see one of my ultimate biases, Miss Yoo Jong-yeon, back and promoting with the other girls. This comeback just has the best vibes. I love. Ah, what a strategically timed debut. I'm not gonna take it out on the girls themselves because they had nothing to do with any of it, but just before I get into this review, get fucked Cube 3. Anywho, the Vanilla Girls lightsum, yes. I mean, from the teasers, I did expect a brighter concept, but it's still really refreshing and fun to see a Cube girl group opt for a brighter concept, especially right at debut, really reminiscent of some of CLC's early stuff, which is so fun for me because honestly some of my favorites of theirs. No, one of their best songs, but anyway, this is about lightsum, not CLC, lol. I really like this song. As I have said about a million times already, it is just really fun LMAO, and honestly I am a huge fan of the drop in the second half of the chorus. It feels really second gen in a way, which is nice to see a little callback, and while it is a great departure from the rest of the song style, it doesn't feel jarring. Kinda like a love cherry motion moment, which of course I adore. Also, it is just so nice to see some more Produce Girls debut. Always nice to see some familiar faces, so I wish Chaeyeon, Naeun, and Yoo and of course all of the other lightsum girls a fruitful career, and I can't wait to see what they put out next. Brave Girls' newfound career success is probably the best thing I have seen all 2021. I wasn't a huge fan of them pre-roll-in, but just their whole story and just how hard they have all worked, it all just feels so deserved, and so seeing them have all this success is really heartwarming. And like maybe they are the modern summer queens, because this is one of few real summer songs we have gotten this year. For real, where did the summer concept go? But Chi Mat Ba Ram is here to fulfill all my summer cravings. Just so over the top and fun, the music video set almost entirely on a beach. This is what I want. But honestly, the best part of this comeback is just the smiles on their faces. The fun that they have been having promoting this one is insane, but once again, so deserved. Sorry, this review has had no actual analysis at all, but it just makes me happy. I have nothing meaningful to say except for I love Brave Girls and I am beyond happy for them. I mean, I have kind of spoken about PTT a lot already on my channel because I mean I'm a crazy orbit, and I know most of you are too, so why not? So I guess this review will just be more of a brief summary a couple months on. Now, my original opinions stand on the song itself, as it's not exactly my favorite of all time, but even with that, it is like up there with some of my favorite Loona title tracks. I know it may be odd, but even with them as my ults, I often do not enjoy Loona's title tracks too much LMAO. Their B-sides always bang though, so it makes up for it. All I will say is the chorus is the main letdown. I really love most of this track, especially the pre-chorus. Like, I have listened to this song about a million times already, but I still fully get goosebumps when I hear that "we don't stop until the sun comes up" part. It's just that good. Anywho, to circle back to the B-side discussion, mostly hits. I adore Wow, Be Honest, and You Are, Am Indifferent on a Different Night, and the only B-side I don't really enjoy is Dance on My Own, but even with that, I still listen to it just because the lyrics are so sweet. I just wish we could have seen more of Gaeon and Bibi this comeback. Like, yes, their line was a big moment and is definitely one of the more iconic parts of the song, but even still they only got about 6 seconds of lines each, and it was mostly shared with someone else with minimal center time and like 0 MB screen time. I don't know, I'm not normally one to bang on about line distributions and whatnot, but the treatment of these two always rubs me the wrong way. But to end on a positive note, this era is instantly kind of the best because God Hasul is back. It was so lovely to see her interacting with the other members again, especially Yejin and Bibi. They really seemed to miss her a lot, so it was really heartwarming to see her return. Also yes, Loona second win. They are taking over and I love it. Honestly, I have never been more glad to see someone change up their sound for a comeback than I was for this one. As much as I do love Alexa's AI concept, I was admittedly getting slightly sick of her sound, and even if this is a bit of a one-off for a comeback, with this and Never Let You Go, it's a really nice breather so that if she does return to her old sound it won't feel as tired as it once did, at least for me. I do appreciate that she was able to tie this into her concept though, like although Xtra is just a really fun song all around, those creepy teasers definitely help to make it not feel like a filler era. I just do really enjoy this comeback for Alexa. She just looks like she's having a lot of fun with this, and this style really suits her. Also that first pre-chorus is so catchy, I find myself singing it to myself all the time, and I mean I'm sure there was a very good reason for the second pre-chorus to be shortened, but I wish they would have just kept the original one, as the second on feels incomplete after hearing the first, if you get me. Just a bit jarring to only hear the one part rather than the three, but aside from that, I love this song. It's just stupid fun, and Alexa looks so good with bright pink hair, so what's not to love? I hope she does more in a livelier concept. I know it may not make sense with her lore, as this was really just a flashback, but even the odd B-side I would love. Alright. Song of the year? I don't know, but I really like Beam Beam, much more than I expected to. I wasn't exactly marking my calendar for Soyeon's solo release, and it just kind of popped up on my recommended, and I just thought sure, why not. I like G-Idol, and what the hell, this is so good. This whole fast food concept is so good and unique, and it makes for some weirdly funny moments. Like, I know it's slightly cringe, but that burger dancing in the bridge part of the MV will not exit my brain. Anywho, yes, Soyeon is a goddamn fantastic producer, and no one can deny that. For being so young, she truly has a gift, and this mostly self-produced mini-album really proves it, as like every song on it bangs. Especially I love Psycho, it's just very my style I guess, and I was super excited to see her collab with one of my fave soloists, Bibi. I swear she is everywhere right now, but I love it, and seeing her with Soyeon is so fun. But honestly, even with that, Soyeon's verse on Is This Bad Bitch number really is the standout of that song. She is an incredibly talented rapper. I just can't get over how great this girl is already. I feel like she's gonna be a veteran K-pop producer 10 years down the line, and I mean she's already gone places obviously, but like she's going places. Honestly, as much as I do love a good old-fashioned taeyeon ballad, it is always lovely to see her mix it up a little and do something a little brighter, and that's exactly what we got with Weekend. I was already incredibly invested in this release the second I saw those teaser images of her with the blonde wig and bandana. Like, I am stuck on that look, it is so good on her, I can't. Anyway, as for Weekend as a song, I really enjoy it. The first verse is such a standout, like the repeated syllables are just so sweet. I love the way her vocals sound on them. I mean, I love how her vocals sound all over this song, but is that really a huge shocker with Tae at this point? These dreamy falsettos we hear are simply to die for. She just sounds so beautiful. And can I just say that bridge, wow. While it's not the usual vocal extravagance we see from Taeyeon bridges, it is just so lovely, my oh my. Those quick lyrics and her adorable soft tone is just ding, it's so satisfying to listen to. Also this music video, okay budget but for real, all the pinks, that time stop O-fi scene and her just scootering, I guess, gah, what a great comeback. And even though I work weekends, rip, this has become an anthem for days off for me now. Seoul is slowly but surely becoming one of my top soloists because wow, her music really is just something to behold. There is something so addicting about her voice that always keeps me listening. Stay With Me as a song in and of itself is just really pretty. It starts off as something that I expected to not like at all. I just never trust lone acoustic guitars in K-pop, normally just makes for a boring as hell song, but as the instrumental slowly grows it becomes sweeter and Seoul's aforementioned gorgeous tone just carries this so beautifully, and wow, do her and Weinstein's voices blend gorgeously. They are such a powerful combination vocally. The song is still, for me, nothing to write home about, but like it is still an interesting and thought-provoking listen. It is just really calming if anything, but bro, paired with this music video it is one of the most heart-wrenching things I have ever heard. If you haven't seen this, go watch it. Even if you don't care too much for the song, it is just a really touching watch. What I assumed was just a couple frolicking around the forest turned out to be some Black Mirror San Junipero type shit with that Soul Night Shyamalan twist at the end. God, it's sad but also really beautiful. I know it's just a K-pop music video, but I don't know, maybe I was just emotional while I watched it, but it hit. I don't quite know why, but literally every time Dreamcatcher releases something new, despite me really enjoying their music, I always pay no attention to it for weeks after its release, and then when I do finally listen to it I am always so pleasantly surprised and think to myself, oh, I wish I would have checked this out sooner. So in that way, for me this was a very typical Dreamcatcher release. Although I will say, just in the music end of things, I adore this slightly new direction they went in for this one. The eerie bells and softer vocals elicit this really interesting creepy feeling, and based on their concept and past releases I am assured this was totally intentional on their part. Speaking of instrumentals, that switch up in Dammy's rap was literally insane. I love that distorted bass, and then the frickin' slasher violin near the end is just so camp, I love it. All in all, I really enjoyed this release. I am still yet to get around to listening to the mini album that accompanied but based on pretty much all of their other B-sides I'm sure they're all hits. Also, my god, Gahae in this era, she must be stopped, she ate. Now right off the bat, I will say, I was slightly disappointed with this release, but with that being said I have also been a bit disappointed with most of what Somi has been putting out since her debut, so it is very likely that her musical style just is not for me and that I should just slightly give up, but hey, if these album rumors are true, I'm hoping that she will step up her game a little bit more. But even then, I do feel like she herself has stepped up her game, like she looks so confident this comeback and we truly love to see it. She also sounds great and it really looks like she is enjoying herself and this song, so all power to her. Just musically, not for me. It's a super catchy song that just had a lot of questionable parts added to it. First off, that beat drop just feels so out of place. Like normally with an instrumental chorus like that, bits and pieces of the drop are at least hinted throughout the rest of the song, but I felt none of that with this one, making it feel just so random. I did like the edited whistle sound in the second section of the chorus though, sounds pretty cool. And just while we are on the topic of out of place sections in this song, that rap was unnecessary at best. One of the worst offenders of unnecessary raps in K-pop songs in my opinion. The song would have been fine without it, just leave it LMAO. A short positive note just before I leave this review though, that music video and this styling? God tier, so good, I love. And platinum blonde Somi is just breathtaking. It's impossible for me to dislike anything Weekly puts out, I swear to God, it's just so good always. This whole mini they released with Holiday Party is flawless and easily one of the strongest album releases I have heard from a rookie girl group. No skips. Very good. As for the title track, ugh, so catchy. I love this fun and bouncy style that they have throughout all of their releases, it just suits them and their youthfulness so well, and this song is no exception. Also, can I just say, wow, weeekly are a group of incredibly talented vocalists. From that pre-chorus to the addicting until the morning chorus line, this song just has such gorgeous vocals all throughout it. Everything about Holiday Party is just a blast, and like I don't even know what to say about it because I fully have no issues with it whatsoever. It's just a good song. What else is there to say? Quickly before I leave this review though, I would like to say that dem hairstyle really does affect a member's presence, because word throughout all of their performances my eyes are glued to Soyeon. This blue blunt bang look is just her look. I can't, it suits her so well. God damn it, Sunmi, I want to be head over heels for everything you release, but I am struggling with this one. And that really sucks, because honestly it is like no fault of her own, it really is just the retro trend. Like yes, she has been doing this shit for years at this point, and to be honest she suits it so well. I just have heard too much of this synthwave stuff in K-pop in the past year or so. I have grown somewhat of a hatred towards it. Like as a song, You Can't Sit With Us is one of the better synthwave songs we have gotten, but still I am so sick of this style at this point. And one more negative just before I start talking about what I do enjoy about this comeback. Sunmi, honey, what the hell was that rap? You don't have to rap, bae, your vocals are lovely, and I'm pretty sure I went in on Somi for having an out-of-place rap in Dum Dum, and while I do stand by that, nah, this is worse. It's just so jarring to hear. It doesn't suit the song nor Sunmi really, and then paired with those really cringy lyrics and questionable timing, it's just a mess all around. But anyway, on to the good parts of this comeback, because there are plenty. First off, this music video. Yes, yes. Yes. The storyline? Yes. The sets? Yes. Sunmi shooting zombies? Yes. I love it so much. Honestly, everything visual about this comeback is on point, because the styling and blonde Sunmi. I love the bimbo era. And like even just the song title. Bit odd to reference a 2000s movie for your 80s themed comeback, but honestly I love it too much to care. But back to the music itself for a second. Sunmi finally got a mini album, yay. Like it would have been nice to see a full album after all these years, but as long as it's not another digital single I don't care. And I like all of the songs on this thing so much more than I do the title track, which was a relief. It was so nice to see Borderline be finally released as well. Smiley face. Guy, I love Sun. Ho never disappoints. I adore her. Second is literally such a fun song, and so different for her, but in such a sweet way. Like as much as I do love her club sound, she is DJ Ho after all, but this really does just feel like her era to have a bit of fun, lay low slightly, and just release a fun summer hit. I believe this is the first solo song of hers that she has released without her having a producer credit, which was a tad disappointing, but totally understandable with this whole new sound. I'm sure she'll do remixes or something of it at her gigs though, so I am not too stressed about that. But, yes, this song is just so fun, and oh my god, I love how Bibi is just collabing with everyone right now, because these are two of my favorite soloists in one song. I am panicking. And her verse is so good in this one too. Like as much as I love her, I often find that Bibi's verses in her collabs can feel a tad out of place, but this one just works. It still has that almost drowsy vocal style that Bibi has become somewhat known for at this point, but it just works so well for this track. And the end of her verse with the O and AHH breathing parts, yum. Probably my favorite part of the whole track. I just love this song. It's so catchy and fun, and seeing Ho and Bibi on stage together is just such a treat for me. This comeback has taken over my life. I know nothing but la da da do ba da da da, and I have never been happier. Red Velvet always have been and always will be one of my ULT groups, and it has been so long since we have seen them, so even just the prospect of the five of them getting back together again made me instantly love this comeback, even if the music turned out to be trash. But with Red Velvet, was that ever even an option? Not really, no. I have seen some Reve loves saying it was a bit generic for them, and while yes, I can see that, I don't care. LMAO. Call me a basic bitch, but I adore this song and album even if it isn't the most interesting thing we have ever seen for them. I do think they were playing it a tad safe, but with it being their grand return as a group, that is totally understandable. And if playing it safe means giving us a really fun and catchy song with delightful vocals and pretty outfits, then I'm down for playing it safe with these girls. The only thing I don't really adore about Queendom as a song is I am not a huge fan of the overuse of the queen concept in K-pop right now. Like, as much as it is fitting for Red Velvet, I think they SRE definitely entering K-pop legend status if they hadn't reached that already, but I mean, come on, is a bit cheesy, but that is like my only gripe. LMAO. The music video is cute, the styling is very cute, and just seeing the 5 of them all together again is just so heartwarming. I would not be shocked if Queendom makes it as one of my most listened to songs of 2021 for real. I have listened to it a shocking amount already. Anyway, this album? I mean, what else could I have expected? It's amazing. I really do love all of the songs, as I do most of Red Velvet's songs, but the standouts for me B-side wise are definitely Pushin' and Pullin' and Knock on Wood. Also bruh, Irene is bias wrecking me so intensely this comeback. She has been consistently since I think Oompa Oompa era at this point, but she is just owning Queendom for me so far. Like, are you hearing her on this? Her vocals have clearly improved so much. When I saw her getting the same lines as Seulgi and Jo, I could tell she was working on her vocals, and it really shows as she sounds so well on those more vocal heavy lines. She also just seems so much more confident this era, and her stage presence has improved so much. Can't help but love her. LOL. But if I'm being honest, they're all kind of owning this comeback. Ugh, it's too good. I'm definitely gonna buy this as a physical album the second I can find somewhere that doesn't charge 50 for shipping. LM. Now, pretty much directly after their debut, text completely fell off my radar. Perhaps a product of the fact it's pretty much impossible for me to keep up with any boy group. Sorry lots, but it's my truth. Rip. But after 0x1 Love Song, my interest has once again been piqued. I think it's fun that they are experimenting with a new sort of soft pop rock sort of sound. It's really fun to see in K-pop since it's definitely been a while since we saw it. I am seeing them being somewhat trendsetters in the K-pop industry, with rock now coming to be the most prominent genre on many Western charts these days, so I can only imagine a lot of other groups will follow suit with this more acoustic and pop-influenced rock sort of sound, which will be interesting to watch. And just to actually focus in on text right now, their growly vocal style they have been using recently. Sex. It's so fun. I love to see vocal styles mixed up in K-pop because there are so many capable vocalists who just kind of have to stick to the norm. We gots to see some more vocal experimentation, please. All in all, a decent song, fun at references, perhaps the beginning of a new era in K-pop. Very cool, very cool. And so the Brave Girls takeover continues. Yes, I actually adore how this song is a continuation of We Ride. It's like completing a story that may never had been completed if it wasn't for Roland blowing up, which is just slightly heartbreaking, as We Ride was too close to being their disbandment song, my lord. But yes, while I have stated time and time again, we do not need any more retro songs, but you know I can understand this song's use of it, as it is a second part of their initial retro song that came out at the height of the trend. But even still, I don't hate this song at all. Yes, the 80s synths and electric guitar sound all too cheesy now. I can still find a way to enjoy this song, as it is very much vocally lead, and focusing on that is a delight. Their vocals are something else, truly. And while it isn't a continuation on Chi Mat Barem in the same way it is a literal continuation of We Ride, but it does feel like it is in some way, as Chi Mat Barem was there. Yes, it's summer, it's hot, I love, whereas this one kind of feels like a slower approach, kind of welcoming in a darker sound, and subsequently the colder months. I don't know, it's just a nice transitional song. It's just all really nice, and honestly, even if the song was total garbage, which thankfully it isn't, that MV would be enough to save it, is all I'm saying. It is so beautiful in all aspects, and like budget, my god, I'm so happy for them. LMAO. Stan Brave Girls. Alright eunbi, alright, what do I even say? This is Kwon motherfucking eunbi, and I already knew I was gonna be biased towards this even before it came out because xone are one of my ULT groups, and I am beyond excited to watch all of the girls' individual careers take off, and eunbi being the first to debut is just so fitting. I feel it was really nice to see her go solo, as I mean pretty much every weeekly had wanted for and hoped for, but never did I imagine for her to go for this concept. But upon second thought, it is so perfect. I was really expecting a Chungha gotta go type moment, but eunbi plus jazz. Damn. Perfect, I love. Door is just such a great song, and it gets better and better the more I listen to it. And the fact we got a whole mini album with her debut. How did she do this so fast? I swear she is something else. It was a solid ass mini album too. I really love Blue Eyes, it's so stripped back and lovely, and Woo Eunbi's voice on that is just so beyond beautiful. And damn, can I just mention that choreo? It's mainly simplistic, which matches the song beautifully, but that bit in the second verse, are you kidding? That's insane. Her and her backup dancers work magically with her. Please weeekly stay tuned on this channel, as I will most definitely be keeping up with the xone ladies and talking about each and every one of them in what they do.